This is going to be the final video in the Locked In series, and I'm going to show you some images that I've created for this. So just to back up a little bit, I only did 3 parts for this video series, and they were all modeling. All right, so here, part 1, we were sort of blocking it out, and I had these arches that were separate pieces on top, and then I removed them in part 2, and I went on and I did some more modeling, and then by part 3 I was mostly done the modeling, but of course I had the larger med cart. You're going to see a smaller one, and then I went off on my own because I had a lot of things going on, and I just did the texturing by myself, textured all of the items in Substance Painter and the environment, and did the lighting and all of that stuff. And so I'm going to show you that, and if you have any questions about how I textured something or set something up, why don't you just ask me in the comment section, and I can do a video or individual videos on some of that stuff to answer your questions. Otherwise, of course, I'll be moving on and doing lots more stuff, and I'll be doing some individual prop modeling or asset modeling in Substance Painter anyhow. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So these are my final images now. We've got one down near the floor. I created the tile texture in Substance Painter, and this is the setup with the textures. These are all Substance Painter textures. Some of them have been reused from other projects. For example, the bricks. I just did a video actually on how I made, in general, the arch wall with bricks, some metal trim, and another texture up here. The textures that I used in that video tutorial are a little different than these ones, but it's the same basic masking kind of concepts. All right, but here you can see the scene. The only thing that I did in Blender, other than, say, lighting, whatever, was the wire mesh that you see in the windows. I just had, it was just a subdivided plane with the wireframe modifier not even applied, and then a basic metal texture in Blender, because we're not going to see it up close or anything. So as you know, it's just a hallway, so there's just various images of the hallway. Of course, I think one of the main ingredients to improve this is the post-processing. You know, you can do a lot in the compositor, but I don't tend to do that much, because then it's sort of baked into the render of the image, and I'd rather have more control over the effects that I want to use. The render would tend to look a little flat, of course, and then, you know, you might use some sharpening and some color balancing and you know, curves or whatever other levels. But I like to do that in GIMP or whatever software I'm going to use. So there definitely is some post-processing to just boost the image. So here you can see the lasers. I think they turned out relatively nice. I was asked in the comments of one video if I would make them a little smaller, narrower, and so I did. Maybe they're still too thick, but whatever. But I really like the way this texture on here turned out. You can see sort of the little circles. Of course, that's just texture, and Substance Painter is a great way to do that. Although you could do it with just normal maps. You know. Yeah, so there's that image. Here you can see the smaller med cart that I created. So if you're interested to know how I textured that, it's pretty straightforward, but just feel free to let me know in the comments, and I can do a video on that. All right, but here's something that you may not have seen of these chains holding the door. Okay, here's another view a little closer, again showing that nice pattern on here, with the lasers and the texture on the small med cart. And again, it's kind of a small scene, but we're just focusing on getting what we can out of it. I like the fact that you can look through the doorway, and you can see sort of a repetition of the hallway down. Yeah, like I say earlier on, I was inspired by the Uncharted video game, the Orphanage, and but I was also thinking of Wolfenstein. I think really the balance is, and I don't know if you would look at this and even think Wolfenstein, but I think the balance is a little bit more to the sci-fi Wolfenstein kind of style, and not that much from the orphanage, at least in terms of looks. Maybe the idea is still there. All right, and having a closer look at the doorway and the megaphone and the cameras up there. And then just one more image where I really shifted it over to the blue just to kind of look, I don't know, kind of Resident Evil kind of look. All right, so that's it for the series. Thank you very much for watching. That was a lot of fun, and I will do more like this, I'm sure, because I'm very interested in that. And once again, if you have any questions, leave them for me in the comments, and I'll write you back or make a video if needed. And we're going to move on to more stuff. So thank you so much for coming by the channel. We're approaching 35,000 subscribers, and so that's the next goal. So if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did, if you're liking the content here, and come on back and we'll have something else for you very soon. Take care of yourselves. See you later.